Good morning, YouTube. We've got some errands we have to run. A couple things I wanted to talk about. This is going to be quick before we leave here, and it's just some. It's a product that we've had for a while now, and you know what? I guess I should address that. This isn't going to be one of those commercials.
What have you been up to?
I've been riding on a daydream.
And somebody said, "Seems like all your videos recently are commercials." Listen, there's a lot of people that watch us because they like what we talk. When we talk about products. Just like there's a lot of people that watch us because they like to hear me get onto the on-ramps on highways. That's all they really want to watch is what the truck's doing and how it tows. There's a lot of people that watch us because we have a fifth wheel. There's a lot of people. It had nothing to do with it. It could be any fifth wheel, but they want to just see because we have it. There's people that watch us because we have Rockwood, and they're Rockwood people. So everybody watches for different reasons. So whenever you get a slew of videos, you're like, well, this video don't make any sense. It doesn't show him working on mowers, or it doesn't show him downsizing his garage. That's what I watched for. Everybody's watching for a different reason. So it's not a customized thing. Now, if you want to become a Patreon and you want to dictate to us what kind of videos you want to see personally, then go ahead, join our Patreon page. It's down in the link somewhere, and send us requests. Say, hey, I want to see what the alternators look like on your truck, and I'll do a video on it for you. But yeah, it just doesn't work that way. So this is not a product review. This is just me mentioning a product we've had for a while, and you guys may want it. What's this? We have More Ride, right? Yeah. More Ride Step Above. Steps. So let me go out here and show you. I like that the new steps that are coming on the 2022 Rockwoods, they have a bigger landing step. Our travel trailer didn't have this. Now I have a 4-step design, and you can buy this also for a 3-step design, and that's this handrail. Heidi, I don't know if you knew, she slid down these steps, and her heel, she basically like stone bruised. I think that's a horse thing, but she like stone bruised her heel because it was wet, and she just her heel on each step. Not that we necessarily need a handrail, but it's come in handy. Basically, you're going to click the link that's I'll put in the description, and I'll put it in for this one, just this one, this specific one. So easy to install. If you have a wrench of any kind, you could even have pliers, I guess, but obviously you should have the right size wrench, which I think is 7/16. That's all you need. As long as your steps are and you order for either the 4-step version or the 3-step version. So when you come out and look at your steps, you should see there's holes. See how there's holes here? See how there's holes here? Well, they should be on this side, and they should have little brass inserts. And those inserts are threaded, so you don't have to put nuts on the backside or nothing like that. You just get bolts and washers, you line this up, and you thread in the bolts into the holes, into the nuts that are already, the inserts that are already in the steps to put this on here. Now, is this thing like crazy sturdy? No, you can't lean on this. I can lean on it, but I could also bend it if I wanted to. If I stood back here and if I really did one of these numbers on it, I could bend it. But it does help. Going in and out, you can pull on this quite a bit going in and out. The downfalls to this, well, it takes away from your step area. So if you're wide in the hips, you might have to worry about that. The other thing is when you're opening the door, you have to open the door further. And then the other thing that you have to be concerned with a little bit is when you put your steps away, if you put anything right inside your door, this thing is going to hit that now. But yeah, I'm sure that's what you guys are thinking, because Heidi said the same thing whenever we got it. She goes, well, you're not going to be able to put the steps away. No, the steps go away just fine. Let me push the door up a little further. It's just if we had a big tote that was across from the steps, you can see it just kind of, see how it feeds in there, and you're clear. So yeah, there's usually nothing right across, so you just got to make sure there's nothing across from your steps. But yeah, that's how it goes in. It does a good job.
Did you tell him I fell down the steps?
Yeah, I told him he fell down the steps. That's why we have it. But yeah, this has worked out really well. The other disadvantage is whenever I'm carrying in two big, let's say I'm carrying in water totes or something, you know, I've got to turn a little sideways when I go up the steps now. But again, the link will be down below for that. It's an easy bolt-on. It's not very expensive, and it helps. I know that they make a replacement handrail now that steps down, like it has a loop that comes out this way. I mean, you could do that also, but we like this. It's working. That's it. We got stuff we got to do today. What do we got to do today? Oh, we got to ship back a scooter that was sent to us that had a bad controller in it. That's the stuff that happens. It's not a bad thing. I mean, the customer service is great. We got it. We rode it. We were playing around with it, and the headlight would stay on. Unless you had the charger plugged in the wall and plugged in the scooter, the headlight would just stay on constantly. So I contacted them. They said, yeah, that sounds like a controller. They said, we'll send you the controller. You can replace it, or we'll send you a shipping label to ship the old scooter back. In the meantime, we'll ship you another scooter. So look for that review. So far, I like the scooter, and I think you guys, out of all the stuff we have, if you guys are thinking about e-rides, electric scooters, electric bikes, anything like that, and you're just not sure, our next review on the next scooter might be the one that you'll want to buy, because it's really inexpensive. I think it's $400. Yeah, and I don't know, I may have a discount code or something at that time, you know, by that time, but yeah, that'll be nice. So what's the deal? Well, the deal is that we're at the Downtown Alliance. I don't know what they're doing across the street. Looks like they're building a brand new building, which is kind of nice. But here's the story. We're down here getting our title to the fifth wheel straightened out and our tags transferred over, which I talked about that before. We actually weren't doing our tags correctly. We were going to get our driver's license done, but I can't, because they can only do changes, updates, whatever, I guess 90 days before they expire is the earliest. I think Heidi can do hers, and we can do them online also. So why am I sitting in the car and Heidi's not here? Well, we came back out after getting all this stuff done, and I looked at the title, and it had, let's see, Heidi's going to fill us in here. What's the deal?
That's correct. It says signature on the Florida thing from Rockwood.
Oh, my word.
And every vehicle that is considered a travel trailer is a travel trailer, not a fifth wheel.
It's not a travel trailer, it's a fifth wheel.
Yeah, they're all travel trailers.
All right, so we're learning Ohio's stuff, and basically our title says right now that we have a manufacturer. Isn't Forest River, it's not Rockwood, it's an FVRO. I don't know if that's a code or what.
I had her make a copy.
And that's because the certificate of origin from Forest River, that's what it says. They say that the series or the model is a signature. Well, it's not a signature. I mean, it's an ultralight. Although there's not a lot of differences between the two. It doesn't say signature on it. And even though it's listed as a fifth wheel, Ohio calls all trailers apparently travel trailers. So
she said every state is different.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess that's not a problem. So we've got a few days here. We're going to be leaving Ohio, doing our little deal over in Indiana, then coming back. Then once we come back, I think Heidi might get. No, you can do it online. She said, right?
Yeah, but I can actually do it here.
So
we don't even know if they send them out,
because our license are still messed up. I mean, it still shows we live in our old house, basically, as far as the state of Ohio is concerned. This is one of the reasons that we came back to Ohio. Somebody had asked about it, and I want to make sure that I clarify it. We were going to become full residents of Florida. However, instead, we listed Florida as our domicile. So you can have a domicile in a state and not live there. Just to let you know, you're supposed to, and you're supposed to be there so many months, But
Which
you know,
we are.
which we are. We were actually in Florida longer than any other place by far. But as far as a residency, a full-blown residency, it's basically listed still in Ohio for insurance reasons and for a lot of other reasons, to tell you the truth.
Right.
But I wanted to clarify that because somebody said, I thought you guys moved to Florida. Well, it's our domicile. And we still have a mail forwarder down there, and that's where we get a lot of our mail. It just works out the best that way. So we're going to go do our thing. I don't know how much more footage we're going to have in Ohio. Probably going to be us buttoning up the RV most likely and heading out coming up shortly. So we'll see what happens here. You guys see it now. We're making a list. Yeah, okay, so making a list because it's getting closer to time to leave. Let's see, we don't leave
Thursday, tomorrow, the next day.
Yeah, not today's. I don't know when you're watching this, but today's Tuesday. We have some stuff that's being delivered, so we got to work in a lot of stuff here. But I wanted to show you something that is kind of a little bit shocking for us because of what we had to do before, and that's defrosting the refrigerator. On our old RV, shouldn't say old RV, the 2020 travel trailer that we had a single Dometic refrigerator, you know, obviously much smaller than this one. And about every 2 months, 3 months maybe at the most, we'd have to defrost it. And it would appear much worse than this one. I don't know if you can see the ice that's back there, and I'm sorry about the wind coming through. Yeah, see how those fins really don't have anything on them? There's no buildup inside there. There is some buildup here. I don't know if it's because we have all those fans. Well, let me rephrase that. This model has fans up here. Here, I'm going to turn this off so I can talk to you guys just for a second. So this thing has a fan here that circulates air. And it also has one right there. It's kind of hard to see. We'll get you in the dark because the thing's turned off. Why isn't this open? Oh, we don't need to do anything.
Nothing on
Yeah.
the fence.
There's nothing down here that we even need to defrost. So this is kind of odd. Anyways, it's been 6 months, and this is all the buildup that we've had. I mean, this is it. And we've been from Florida winter, Florida kind of spring, Alabama felt like summer. I'm sure it was. It had to be summer. That was during the summer. It was so hot. And then Ohio summer, and yeah, I don't know what the deal is. It's
If you have one of these Norco refrigerators like ours, I run it on 4. There's numbers like 1 to 6 maybe.
well, the problem.
But whenever it gets like Alabama, we had a little issue with this refrigerator not being cold enough in the freezer, so I had to turn it up.
So the problem with what she just mentioned is that's on a non-stock refrigerator. We have 2 extra fans in ours. So if you have those 2 extra fans, I did a video on that before. I think a lot of that has to do with why the refrigerator works so well. Because we do have extra fans. I mean, not only is there fans from the factory in there, but we added 2 more fans. Again, I did a video on that. Go back and check out that video.
5?
I think there's like 5 fans in there. And I'm not talking about, that's in addition to the 2 that are inside here. Getting ready to leave. There's a lot of little stuff I need to do. I need to lubricate the hitch. Boy, look at this horsefly. Look how big it is. Don't want to get bit by him. I'm doing some work on this hitch to make it a little bit stronger, at least what I think would be stronger. And the reason I say that is I don't like the fact that these things weren't tight, that the bolts weren't tight. You know, it still pivots, but I put a bunch of washers in there, and I got to do that today over here. So, ooh, another horsefly. Look at that. That's what happens when you are staying across from a farm in basically a field. Yeah, see, I don't see any water at all. This is the condensation tube that comes from the refrigerator, and it goes into here. And yeah, I don't see anything. It's clear, it's open, there's no water in there. So this is part of that installation that I was talking about. You know, I have fans that we can either put on automatic or on manual, and I can make them turn on at a temperature or a percentage of the fan, you know, for a certain speed. Yeah, there's no water coming out of here. So whatever's being collected in the freezer's got to be collected by that towel, apparently, or the towels that we laid down, which is odd. I don't know why they want to make that drain somewhere. But this refrigerator, actually, I had very bad luck with Norcold on our Terry camper, and fast forward and I've had very good luck with this Norcold. So it's one of those things, you can't call one brand bad just because of one model problem. Somebody had mentioned something about this garden hose and why we had a garden hose. The best ideal way to flush your gray tanks, if you have 2 gray tanks, is to have 2 of these big sewer hoses and have to where they Y into each other, where they connect into each other. So the big hose over there comes over to this big hose and then drains down one big common hose, in this case over to the sewer connection there. But you don't have to, and for reasons of, I don't know, keeping things light, keeping bulk down, making it a little bit easier, all I did was put one of those flush things on here. You know, a back flush. I don't know if you can see that very well, but it is a back flush cap. We leave that valve open then, and I have a quick disconnect for that hose. It goes to a quick disconnect right here that goes into a one-way check valve. It's a you know, to where it can't come back the other way, but even if it could, I have an on-off. So what we do is we just turn that on, and then of course it's going to drain much slower, but who cares? I mean, we can walk away and let this thing drain for the next hour. It don't make a difference. The downfall of this, because the orifice is kind of small, that the water comes through here, and of course the hose in general, occasionally we have to take that hose and move it around and loosen whatever food may have went down the kitchen drain. Now, I'll tell you, you want to do some precautions on that. Those precautions are taking your plates and getting a paper towel and wiping the plate with the paper towel first, and just throwing away the paper towel. So if you've got burritos or mashed potato, corns, beans, meatloaf, steak, whatever on your plate, wipe it off as much as possible so you're not washing down the drain a bunch of food particle. That's not cool. Yeah, I got a lot of stuff to do. It's going to be nice that we're on the road again, but I do have to go back and put those washers on that rack. This bike, we're going to go ahead and attempt to mount it on the back of the rack to see what it looks like. I have no idea what that's going to turn out to be, but yeah, I'm ready to go. So part of the process of trying to figure out how to get the exhaust away from the RV with the generator running in the bed, this is our latest experiment. We'll let you know if it works or not. I just have a propane tank thrown in here, but yeah, got this exhaust system and we got it going down, and I just threw it in the exhaust pipe because it holds it there. It keeps it from burning. It keeps it from melting any plastic. but it does rattle a little bit in there. And the exhaust comes out here. I mean, the exhaust doesn't stay in the truck. I mean, there's no way for it to start, you know, stay inside the truck. It just comes right back out again. So I just thought it would be kind of fun to try that out first to see if it works. It's relatively quiet though, other than that little bit of rattling. We was trying to find another way to maybe do this, but here's the problem. Whenever we're hooked up to the RV though, you know, that fifth wheel is still right here. So whatever exhaust is coming out could potentially go up, but this does give it options if the breeze is blowing underneath the truck or down the truck or whatever. It's a lot better than having this generator dumping it out right underneath the RV, you know, right underneath this area. So we'll touch on this a little bit later, probably about a couple weeks from now, but yeah, we'll try it. The exhaust is kind of cool though. And it's got a quick disconnect on it. This just disconnects, which of course I ain't touching it when it's hot. But let me go ahead and shut this thing off. We'll put it on high speed. And then go ahead and cut the propane off. We're all done. Got an airplane up there flying in the clouds somewhere. Yeah, we'll see how this works. We'll have to also figure out how long, you know, how much time it takes for this to cool so we can handle it and, you know, store it away. But again, we'll be your guinea pigs. We'll let you know. Good morning, YouTube. It's moving day. How do you spin up?
I haven't been up that long. I only got up maybe 30 minutes before you did.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I thought she's been up all morning.
No.
But it's moving day. The worst part about moving day for us is when you have 35 minutes to 45 minutes of tear down to only drive 2 hours and then set back up again. I can't stand that. I really can't stand that.
Plus we've been here for a month.
Yeah.
So we've had stuff out.
And again, where's here? Paradise Lake Campground. This is the, I don't know, full hookup section. They have full hookups in the other part of the campground, but you don't see very many people doing that. But you can see our setup. Again, this is the second year we've been here. Last time we were here for 6 weeks, and we were here with our travel trailer. But it's, other than this noise, let me see if you can hear it, other than the wind. Other than that noise there, which is a septic pump water station that's over there, it's just constant. It's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Other than that hum, and occasionally some loud traffic going by, tractors. There's a farm across the street, cows. There's the cows in the morning sometimes are not happy with their owners, and in the evening probably feeding issues. But other than that, it's pretty quiet. Like I said, you can hear something driving down the road now. So it's been a nice day. We may entertain coming here again. However, we have one big problem here, and it's in this location. The neighbors even said that even if you just walk up to like that light post, you have cell service. We never really tried it because we put up our antenna, but even with our antenna, we don't have very good cell service here. It's not, you can see we've got Starlink, we have the WeBoost antenna, and then we have an external omnidirectional for our router for our AT&T. And I'm telling you, it's rough. And they even have HughesNet, and of course that's never been a very good system. I will show you the back, since I guess we're walking around here, and that is, we've got our bike on the bike rack. It's pretty darn sturdy. I don't think it's going to go anywhere, but I did modify the rack. I put extra pins in because it only came with one hinge quick release pin, so I put another one in because there was a hole for it, and I put all these washers down in there and tightened it to where These surfaces are up against each other kind of hard. The other side's a little bit different. It's just tensioned on the washers, but still. And I went through and I tightened all the bolts, which were loose. So yeah, I got to lubricate the slides, the seals on the slides, and then we got to do all our tear down of our septic and everything, and we'll be ready to roll. Oh, looks like I'm gonna have to tie that up. I didn't see that. So yeah, we'll be ready to roll here though. Like I said, not very far, just a couple hours. So we're going through some of the more scenic part of Ohio. We got about, well, we've been driving it for
Say a command.
15 miles, I guess. We got about another 15 miles to go. But it's funny, we forget what Ohio's like, I guess. Even though we're in farm country there, we're really going through Amish country too. There's horse crap on the road and buggies and stuff, but it's a nice, easy drive. It's kind of nice seeing all this land, a couple places for sale, and it's a shame. I'll tell you, if we could have some sort of a Earth core shift, where the Earth's core shifted and something, to where all of a sudden this became a no snow area. Well, I'd move back here in a minute. Place would be cheap. But yeah, I mean, all you picture when you go up and down these roads like this is, oh, I wonder what this is like in the winter. Wonder if they plow out here. But we are almost there, and again, it's central Ohio, so we're kind of driving. That's nice out that way.
Yeah.
Kind of driving out in some really scenic area, some farmland. There's just nothing out here at all. But some, again, really nice homes. People always take care of their lawns here, which is funny because we watch people in Florida, and they have the littlest, tiniest little city lot, and they can't even, keep that mowed, or they'll only mow the front, not the back. Yet, you have places up here in Ohio, and these guys will mow 6 acres of, nice cut grass, 6 acres, just because it looks right. I don't know. I just think it's kind of funny. All right, well, we got to cross some goofy road here.
No traffic.
No traffic at all, Heidi says.
We're good.
So we're going. I think I remember this hot stepler thing. But yeah, it's beautiful. Nice farm country. Look at all that up there. It's got a fence. What's it called? It's Rock Spring Farm.
Yeah. Real pretty land out here.
Yeah.
Oh, they're confused.
Yeah. Don't want to make those run out in front of the truck. That would have sucked.
Good thing they decided to go back.
Yeah. Something moved around back there.
Yeah.
Might as well take a peek at it. All right. Up the hill we go, and another 13 miles till we get to at least closer to the area. I'll tell you what, last time we were here, if you guys could go back and check out our footage of that, I don't remember nearly as many trees as this. I mean, I knew there were trees, but I think we must have been at the time of year or something that maybe they weren't in full bloom or something, because this is much shadier than I remember. And we were over here somewhere. I don't think that site's available, from what I can tell, but yeah, this is definitely much more shady than I remember, and hopefully our interwebs still work real good. Last time we were here, AT&T worked really well, but our T-Mobile kind of sucked. I had to put up the antenna. I'm not putting up the antenna. We'll just use our Starlink and our AT&T. Problem is our Starlink doesn't like trees either. River Trail Crossing. Again, we were over there, but This is the first time we've been here, and there's a lot of shade here. What's that mean for me? I couldn't put up the Starlink, unfortunately, but fortunately the AT&T router has got more than enough speed. I think I'm 90 down and about 20 up, so plenty of speed to do what we need. Huge site though. I mean, it goes all the way to the road both sides. One thing I want to point out, I think there are probably, there's a rockwood, there's a rockwood, there's a rockwood. Around the corner here's a rockwood, and I think there's 2 more. There's a lot of them here considering how small this park is. So we're going to go out on the bike trail. I got to test this thing out. You'll see a video on that at some point in time. And I also got to get the bike off the back of the rack. And anyways, the bike trail's right just down this road a little ways, and that's it. 20 miles that way. Yeah, it'll be a lot of fun.
Hi. How's your scooter back there? Pretty good. You keeping up? I only have mine on 2. I'll bump it up to 3. I can stay up with you. Give her the thing in. That's definitely a nice added feature. Like more you can hear. The tires are a little noisy, but